Episode 277. Today we're talking about some standouts in yesterday's matchup between Montreal and Ottawa, a game in which we saw Ottawa dominate, and they were able to take control for a majority of the game, especially early on. We saw them go up by two very early on in the game and very early on in the first period, and I thought from there they were just able to take the reins a little bit more, and it was just easier for them to be able to not only score but be able to make plays, be able to generate a lot of shots and generate a lot of volume. And they were doing a great job of that throughout this game and doing a really effective job of it. So it was really noticeable to watch and really great to watch on their side. I thought they were doing a great job all around. And I think when you look at how some of the guys on Ottawa played, I think a lot of their depth guys really shined. And talking about Mike Madia, Ridley Gregg's having a really effective year. I mean, a lot of the top guys are going too. Drake Batherson, Thomas Chabot, Dylan Cousins, and those type of guys. But some of the other depth guys, like Nicholas Montempalo, Tyler Clevin, Nick Jensen, like those type of guys, Artem Zub, they're all on the score sheet, all in the box score, and I thought they were all noticeable. And that's what Ottawa needs heading into playoffs. They need all their guys noticeable and they need all their guys to be able to perform. And I think that's going to allow them to be able to have some success. I think Ottawa can do some damage in the playoffs, and it's more a matter of how they're able to just adapt and how they're able to adapt to the playoff atmosphere. It's been a long time since they've been in a playoff run, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for them. But I think there's a lot more potential for them longer term with how things could play out there. And I think Jake Sanderson was really effective in this game. One of my favorite defenders in the watch. One of my favorite defensemen to watch in the league now. I think he's turned into a promising two-way defenseman and looks like he could be a top pairing defenseman. And I think there's a lot of upside there. Still has a lot more upside longer term. He's still only, I believe, 22 right now. And you could see it in his game. You can see the way he plays. You can see how effortless in the way he moves and how he transitions the puck, how he's active up ice in a lot of different situations where Jake Sanderson's going to be a very effective player long term. And he's going to be a player that's going to be relied upon for many years to come in Ottawa. I think there's a lot to like in his game, a lot to be excited about in his game. And he's a player who's already really exciting to watch, which is really good to see. And Ridley Gregg, another player who I've really liked throughout this season. He had a goal and assist for 2 points, three shots on net, and he was creating a lot of havoc as he usually does. He's a feisty player. He's a competitive player, a tenacious player, and that's just the way he plays. He likes to get in guys' faces. He likes to annoy guys. That's part of his style. He's done it ever since junior. Hasn't changed a bit. He's done it since youth hockey too. I mean, when you talk about Ridley Gregg, he's just a pest to play against. That's just the way he plays and that's how he's going to continue to play longer term. And heading into the playoffs, I'm really curious to see what version of Ridley Gregg we get. I think he could take his game to another level, and but we'll see. We'll see how the whole thing plays out with him. And then as for Montreal, Cole Caulfield was really noticeable. I noticed him more as a passer than I did a shooter in this game. And I think part of that has to do with he's got underrated hands and he's really gotten better as a playmaker ever since the NCDP and leaving the NCDP. I think his playmaking and his dual threat game has just continued to evolve. And we're going to continue to see more apples out of him longer term. I think he's going to be an assist machine who can generate a lot of assists and a lot of primary assists just because of the way he can pass the puck. He's really underrated and really skilled at being able to pass the puck, being able to make hook passes, being able to slip passes through guys. And he's got those shorter limbs, so it gives him a little bit more leverage in tight spaces when he's looking to move pucks and looking to pass pucks. So I think he's got an advantage in that sense. Christian Dvorak was noticeable with a goal in this game. He was great around the net. He was tenacious up ice. He was tenacious on the forecheck, tenacious getting back. He was just very involved offensively and defensively and in transition, which is really good to see. I think he's been a part of a really good third line down there with Josh Anderson, Brendan Gallagher, and then him being Dvorak. And those trio, it's just been hard to stop them. They create a lot of havoc. They're really hard to play against, and they can throw the body too. So that's a lot of elements that you really like to see in those situations out of many different players, and especially that third line out of Montreal. Yuri Slafkovsky, who had an assist in this game, I thought he was really effective too, and really noticeable as a passer, really noticeable at making those pass first decisions and being able to make seam passes. So he was great. And Lane Hudson, of course. I mean, Lane Hudson just buzzing on the power play, 5-on-5 in the O zone, walking the line, using shades of deception within his feet. He's going to be a player long term that's going to be really exciting to watch as a defenseman in the league. It's amazing to see what he's doing already. I knew he would be a good player. I just didn't expect him to translate this quickly to the NHL. I thought it would take a little bit more time for him, but he has not missed a beat. And it's amazing to watch. It really is. It's like a work of art. The way he moves the puck, the way he uses his feet, the way he's able to beat guys one on one, and it's just amazing. It's so unique to watch, so exciting to watch, and Montreal's got a long-term franchise defenseman in that mix as well.